ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਰਸ਼ਦੀਪ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀ ਟੀਮ ਪਹੁੰਚੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਵੁਡਲੈਂਡ ਪਾਰਕ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਕੂਲ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਆਫ ਸਰੀ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਗੈਰੀ ਬੈਗ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ MLA ਜੈਸੀ ਸੂਨਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਟਾਫ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਟਰਸਟੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕਿਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਇਸ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਆਓ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Gary Begg, esteemed guests, district leadership, and members of the Woodland Park community. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Lisa Chambers and I am the proud principal of Woodland Park Elementary School. I would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that we are gathered on the shared traditional and unceded territory of the Katzie, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, and other Coast Salish peoples. We are honored to live, learn, and work on this land, and we recognize the strength and contributions of the Indigenous peoples, past, present, and future. The opening of our new modular this fall is an exciting milestone for our school community. On behalf of our students, staff, families, and community members, I want to express our heartfelt thanks to the ministry and school district for their support in providing this new modular space at Woodland Park. This addition is more than just new walls and classrooms. It represents opportunity, growth, and a commitment to the learning journey of every student who walks through our doors. It creates space for flexibility, innovation, and enriched learning experiences. Most importantly, it will be a space where every student has the opportunity to thrive. I would also like to take a moment to sincerely thank our district staff and our capital projects team, whose dedication, coordination, and behind-the-scenes efforts made this transition as smooth and seamless as possible. Your work allowed us to stay focused on what matters most, our students and their learning. We are genuinely excited about the opportunities this new space will provide, and we are committed to using it to its fullest potential as we continue to nurture curiosity, creativity, and community at Woodland Park. Thank you once again for your vision, your support, your collaboration in helping us build a brighter future for our learners. And now I will invite Minister Sunner to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we talk about our work that our government is doing to help support and build up Surrey schools. I'd like to thank Principal Chambers for starting us off in a good way this afternoon. My name is Jessie Sunner, and it's a pleasure to join you today. I am the MLA for Surrey Newton and the Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills. As another school year begins, we know how important it is to keep creating modern and welcoming spaces for students, especially in fast-growing communities like ours here in Surrey. With that in mind, I'm pleased to introduce our speakers for today. We'll share more about today's announcement and what this means for families here in Surrey. First up, we have Gary Begg, who is the Parliamentary Secretary for Surrey Infrastructure and the MLA for Surrey Guildford.
Thank you, Jessie. Hi, everyone. I'm Gary Begg. As has been announced, I'm so grateful to be here today on the territory of the Coast Salish people, including the Katzie, Semiahmoo, and Kwantlen First Nations. As my colleague said, I'm Gary Begg, and I'm your Parliamentary Secretary for Surrey Infrastructure. This is my first announcement since receiving this new portfolio, and I can't think of a better place to celebrate than to update you on the great progress we're making in building more classrooms in our community of Surrey. As teachers, parents, and students prepare for a return to school, we've been getting ready as well. This fall, we're opening over 700 new student seats, including 400 at the new Woodland Park Elementary addition behind me. And we haven't taken the summer off. Crews have been working here all summer. In fact, over the summer, we've started construction on 7 additions in Surrey alone. That means an additional 2,300 new student seats are underway. I know I could be seen as a bit biased, but I know many of you here today, including my colleagues, would agree that Surrey is a great place to live. That's why our community has experienced such unprecedented growth. According to Stats Canada, in recent years, our population here has increased by 34%. That makes us one of the fastest growing municipalities in the country. And we're working very hard to meet the moment and deliver the infrastructure that everyone needs. That's why here in Surrey, we're invested in more than the most ambitious capital plan in our history. That's why, too, this ministry, the Ministry of Infrastructure, was created. And that's why, as well, I was appointed as BC's Parliamentary Secretary for Surrey Infrastructure. We've invested nearly $1 billion in Surrey schools and additions, creating over 20,000 student seats, over 9 which are now open. But we're not stopping here. We're finding innovative ways to build classrooms faster, like through prefabricated additions. In fact, Woodland Park, which is behind us, is prefabricated. These additions provide the same comforts as traditional builds and can be built twice as fast and in a more cost-effective way. We're working hard to find more innovative ways to deliver the projects people need as the communities become as efficient as possible. This is important work that will benefit families in Surrey for many generations to come. I thank everyone here at Woodland Park and the Surrey School District and all of our partners who are helping us deliver the classrooms that kids need both now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PS Beg. It's really exciting to see the growth that's happening here in Surrey and to be able to stand here in front of the elementary school today and adding 400 seats is a really big accomplishment, and we look forward to doing more work and to talk about the impacts that this can have on our school district. Next up, we have Gary Timoshuk, who is the chair of the Surrey Board of Education.
Thank you very much, Minister Sumner, and thank you, Minister Ma, for being here, and also for Parliamentary Secretary Gary Bake to be here as well. And I'm here on behalf of the Board of Education, and I do have a couple of my colleagues, trustees here today. Our Vice Chair of the Board, Terry Allen's here, and also Trustee Gary Finn. Thank you for being here as well. And thank you, Principal Lisa Chambers, for the warm welcome and your wonderful school for reminding us today all about celebrating what this edition represents to our students and our staff. Opening a brand new school edition is an exciting and very special occasion, and a culmination of many months of planning and hard work. Woodland Park has been a unique and challenging build. It's a restricted site in terms of its elevation, yet our teams were able to get a 16 classroom addition on this site in just 18 months. This addition includes cooling systems in all the classrooms, great for a day like today, all gender washrooms, and an accessible elevator like some other prefabricated additions in the district. And now we look forward to having teachers and add their personal touch and transform these classrooms into warm, welcome, inclusive spaces where children can learn, build connections, feel safe, and feel welcome. The board is always thrilled to stand with the Ministry of Infrastructure to usher our students into new, modern, spacious classrooms, and thank our staff and partners for their hard work and dedication. The board extends a heartfelt thank you to our design and construction team, including Dave Riley, Gary Takar, and Trevor Wong from our capital projects team. Thank you to the assistant superintendent for this school, Perry Smith, and the staff here at Woodland Park Elementary, who have patiently waited for this project to come to fruition. And thank you to our facilities team for their incredible work you do to prepare these buildings and keep them safe and comfortable year-round, and especially at the start of every school year. The Board of Education will always seek creative and sustainable solutions to provide an exceptional learning experience for all Surrey White Rock students and families. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you to the Woodland Park community for the warm welcome as we mark this very special occasion.
Thank you so much, Gary, for your words here. Next up, we have the Minister of Infrastructure, Minister Ma.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you to our previous speakers for starting us off in a good way with the acknowledgement of the traditional territories that we are on. Lisa, thank you for hosting us at your school, and to Gary for joining us and also offering remarks as well. It is a very exciting day. I really want to acknowledge the presence and the incredible work of Parliamentary Secretary Gary Begg, who has just shared the details of the new school additions and other projects in Surrey. His leadership and dedication are central to ensuring that these important initiatives are delivered effectively. Surrey continues to be one of the fastest growing communities in BC, and it is crucial that our schools and infrastructure keep pace with growth. These projects are part of a broader effort to ensure that all fast growing communities across the province have the schools, hospitals, and services that they need. Now, more than ever, we need to deliver the projects that people and families need to support themselves, their families, their communities, strengthen our province, and maintain a strong provincial economy. That is why we created the Ministry of Infrastructure, to focus on cost-effective, high-quality, long-term investments that benefit communities today and into the future. And the Infrastructure Project Act helps this work by speeding up approvals and permitting for priority projects like schools and hospitals, so that we can get shovels in the ground faster and deliver results sooner. I want to thank again Parliamentary Secretary Gary Begg, the Surrey School District, parents, teachers, and communities partners for their ongoing collaboration in making all of these projects possible. Today, we are ensuring that Surrey families and families across BC have access to schools and the services that they need now and into the future. Thank you so much, and back to you, Emily Sumner.
Thank you, Minister Ma, and thank you to every single one of the speakers that got to share a little bit today about how much it means for us to be investing in Surrey schools with these additions. This is great news for Surrey students and families, especially at this time of year as we get ready for back to school. More classrooms and more spaces means better learning environments and more opportunities for kids here in our community. So thank you again to everyone for coming out today. I will pass it now to her nanny, Sasha, who will be moderating the media Q&A.
Hi, okay, we have the media here that's in person. Please state your outlet and you'll have one question and one follow-up, and you will go ahead.
Hi, Michelle Kasuba, CBC. Thanks for braving the heat for us out there. My question's about hybrid learning. Is there a response to parents who are concerned about their secondary students not being in the classroom full-time?
Maybe I'll start, but then I'll offer the podium over to board chair. I just want to acknowledge that school districts here in Surrey and across BC are faced with very challenging decisions. Every sector of government across the province, across the entire country, particularly in the context of the trade war with the United States, is faced with significant challenges and pressures. So I do want to honor the important work that they do. So thank you.
Yes, regarding hybrid learning, we are embarking on a pilot project this year in our high schools, secondary schools in the district. And it's twofold. It's one, to help us with the space crunch that we have, but also it's important to recognize that this is 2025 and we live in a very technology advanced environment. And so what we're doing is preparing our students for their future. Many people in their jobs, any of us here, have done some sort of meetings online, whether that's through Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and this is just that opportunity to prepare them for their future.
And do we have a sense of how many students will be part of the pilot?
I don't have that number right before me, but I can tell you that it's a small percentage of the total because not every class, not every student will spend every day in every class online.
Okay, next, please state your name and your outlet.
Hi, Joe Sadowski with City News. There are people standing up there with you that say the province is still not doing enough despite everything that you have built here and with the reason why we're here today. So what more is the province going to do to help the overcrowding in Surrey schools?
Yeah, Surrey is a community that has been growing at an extraordinarily rapid pace for some time, but no faster, or the most extraordinary growth that Surrey has gone through has actually been in recent years. Now, immigration policy changes at the federal level do mean that some of these projections are starting to stabilize, and I think that that's good news for those of us who are trying to work together to catch up with the previous growth. BC has so far made the has been embarking on the single largest capital infrastructure investment here in Surrey and across the province in BC history. In Surrey alone, we've invested over $1 billion to deliver 16,000 additional new student spaces and several thousand more seismic student spaces. But in the same period, we have seen a historic rate of growth, particularly between June 2023 and June 2024. And that has outpaced all of our historic efforts. And so is there more to be done? Absolutely. And we will continue to be there to invest in the spaces that students need.
And all of that being said, the Surrey School District is still millions of dollars in under budget right now. So what is the province going to do to help with that budget? And what is the province going to do about that?
Yeah, so I assume that your question is around their operating budgets, which is under school district purview to manage. I know that the Minister of Education and Childcare has been hearing about similar pressures from other school districts, as we have been hearing these kinds of pressures across all sectors of government. We're seeing it at municipal levels, we're seeing it at school districts, we're seeing it at provincial levels across the country. It is a difficult time. The economy has really suffered as a result of the trade war with the United States. We look to the federal government for their leadership in helping us manage that. And in the meantime, we'll continue to work with our partners to the best of our ability to help everyone navigate through this difficult time.
Okay, next, please state your name and your outlet.
Hi, Minister Martin McMahon with CTV. I'm hearing some positive comments up at the podium, but when I'm talking to parents, they really are anxious about how things have gone in terms of the capacity issues in Surrey, and specifically this hybrid learning model. A lot of concern and anxiety around it. Do you have a message for parents who are worried that it's come to this?
So maybe I'll start and then see if the board chair would like to offer comments on the operational aspect of the decisions that they have made. And I want to reiterate again that the decisions before school districts, including the Surrey School District, are extremely challenging. They are doing what it takes and taking innovative steps to meet the challenge of the moment. When it comes to extended day schedules, it is not unique to the Surrey School District. There are other school districts in BC that have gone to an extended day schedule, and there are other provinces that have utilized extended day schedules to great effect for many, many years. So it isn't new. That being said, we do know that Surrey has been growing faster than we have been able to actually build. And that's part of the reason why the Ministry of Infrastructure was created. It was to put a concerted effort into finding newer, innovative ways to deliver projects faster and more cost effectively. So modular builds, which are permanent additions to schools, can be delivered in half the time and with half the cost. These are the kinds of innovative solutions that are allowing us today to announce updates on basically the most number of seats that we have ever provided an update in a single year before. 700 new seats that are opening this fall and an additional 2,300 seats under construction. And that is all part of the 16,000 new seats that we have invested in here in Surrey since 2017. Oh, did you want to offer?
Regarding hybrid, I just want to first of all comment, and the minister's right, we've certainly added a lot of new seats over the last little while, but the need is still there for additional seats, and that's why we're embarking on things like extended day and the hybrid learning. Specifically on hybrid learning, it is a pilot project that is starting this fall, this September in our district, and we are hearing from some parents that they're actually grateful that we're going down this path because they want their children to learn how to effectively use tools like Zoom and Microsoft Teams. For those parents who have concerns, and no question, question, there are some. We invite them to have conversations with their principal of their children's school and see what type of accommodations or alternatives can be worked out for them if it's not going to work for them. We recognize that it may not work for every student, but it certainly will work for a number, and we're hearing that parents and students are looking forward to it in many cases.
I was talking to one parent and they were saying, okay, so all of the conventional schools in Surrey are at capacity. The portables now are at capacity to the point where you're experimenting with this new hybrid model, staggered start times, etc. And maybe this is more a question for the minister because that's where the money comes from. But has the provincial government lost control of the situation here in Surrey?
So when it comes to population growth, there is absolutely no question that the recent boom in population here in BC has put pressure on services, on infrastructure, on everything in our communities. Between June of 2023 and June of 2024 alone, British Columbia's population exploded by nearly 200,000 additional people in a single 12-month period. That is a lot of people. For a rough estimate, just kind of to provide you with an idea of what that means, for every 10,000 additional people that come to BC, we require an additional 51 classrooms, 18 hospital beds, 4,000 additional homes, transit and transportation services to serve an additional 4,000 transit users in Metro Vancouver alone. And we would have required that every 19 days between June 2023 to June 2024. I challenge anyone to find a jurisdiction, maybe aside from China, that could build that quickly. And just on note of, because I commented on China, I will also say that they sacrifice and compromise a lot on safety and a lot of other aspects of their building that we're not willing to compromise on. And so has BC grown at a rate that exceeds our capacity and our ability to keep up with? I would say in those years it did, which is why it is also important that with the federal immigration changes that have happened and the slowing population growth, that we take advantage of this time to push forward on our investments and find ways to build more cost effectively and faster. And that is exactly why my ministry was created.
Okay, our next question, please state your name and your outlet.
Hi, Travis Prasad, Global News. Thanks for this. I'm just wondering when the 2,300 new seats will be available for students.
Sure. So again, overall, since 2017, we've approved 16,000 additional new seats and over 4,000 additional seismic seats. Today, we are announcing that Woodland Park Elementary for 400 seats, Walnut Road Elementary for 100 seats, and Teresa Clark Elementary for 225 seats will be opening this fall. And the projects that are currently under construction that have already or are breaking ground very shortly include Kwantlen Park Elementary School at 500 seats. That will be open fall of 2027. We have Martha Curie Elementary School, 150 seats. That will be ready winter of 2026. Old Yale Road Elementary School, 425 seats, winter of 2026. Latimer Road Elementary School, 150 seats, winter of 2026. William Watson Elementary School, 300 seats, will also be opening winter of 2026. George Greenway Elementary School, 350 seats will be opening winter of 2026. And then we also have Guilford Park Secondary, which is a 450 seat project.
Thank you. And with the 700 this fall plus the 2,300, how much of that is net new? I imagine some portables would be replaced along the way. So is this all new seats or are some of these replacing existing portable spaces?
Yeah, so to be very clear, portables are not permanent student seats. They are a means to an end, a difficult decision and tool that school districts use in order to handle overcrowding. When it comes to actually delivering new seats with washroom facilities, locker rooms, corridors, elevator abilities, advanced ventilation systems, that's what these announcements are about. I don't think that you will find very many parents out there who would say that they would rather their child be in a portable than a permanent building addition or expansion. So these projects are about building permanent additions.
Okay, and that concludes today's event. Thank you very much, everyone, for being outside in the sun.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ ਵੁੱਡਲੈਂਡ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਨੇ ਐਮਐਲਏ ਜੈਸੀ ਸੁਨਰ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਐਮਐਲਏ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ।
ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਇੰਫਰਾਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਕਸਾਈਟਿੰਗ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਵੁੱਡਲੈਂਡ ਪਾਰਕ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਸਪਟੈਂਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜਦੋਂ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਹੁਣ ਬੈਕ ਟੂ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾਣਗੇ, ਇੱਥੇ 400 ਸੀਟਾਂ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ 300 ਸੀਟਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੀਆਂ। ਸੋ 700 ਸੀਟਾਂ ਇਸ ਫਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਆਲਸੋ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ 2000 ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਬਾਈ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਆਫ 2026। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਪਿਛਲੇ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ। ਉਹਦੇ ਗਰੋਥ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟੇ ਅਪ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਓਵਰ $1 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ। ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਹੈ, ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ 2300 ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਹੀਆਂ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਕੂਲ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਪਰਮਾਨੈਂਟ ਸਟਰਕਚਰਸ ਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ AC ਆ, ਬਾਥਰੂਮਸ ਆ, ਐਲੀਵੇਟਰਸ ਆ, ਰੀਅਲ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੋੜ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ $200 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਇਹ 2300 ਸੀਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ।
ਜੈਸੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਆ ਉਹ 34% ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਣਾ। ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਾਫੀ ਲੰਬੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੱਚੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਨਵਾਂ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦਾ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਚਲਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਕਈ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਮੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ। ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਟੇਕ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ?
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਅਨਪ੍ਰੈਸੀਡੈਂਟਡ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ 30 ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ % ਸਾਡੀ ਗਰੋਥ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ। ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਲਾਨ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਬਣਾਓ। ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਿਰਫ 10,000 ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੋਕੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 50 ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦੀਆਂ ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮਸ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਆ। ਉਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ 50 ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮ ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਦੈਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਅਨਪ੍ਰੈਸੀਡੈਂਟਡ ਗਰੋਥ। ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਆ, ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਵੀ ਆ, ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਗਰੋਥ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਮਚ ਪੋਟੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਡ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀਗੀ 20-30 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ ਸੀਗੇ। ਪਰ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਦੈਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਮਾਨੈਂਟ ਸਟਰਕਚਰਸ ਬਣ ਰਹੇ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੀਅਲ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਸਕਣ ਐਂਡ ਉਨੀ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟਰਕਚਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਗਰੋਥ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ।
ਲਾਸਟ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਫਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਬੋਰਡ ਆਫ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਲੁਕਿੰਗ ਐਟ ਵਾਟ ਦ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਜ਼ ਐਂਡ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਆ। ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਦੈਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ, ਇਹ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਲਰਨਿੰਗ ਆ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਸਮਾਲ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਐਂਡ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ, ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਲਰਨਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ। ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਸੋ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਬਾਰੇ। ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਮੈਜੋਰਿਟੀ ਆਫ the % ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ, ਪਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਟੂ ਮੀਟ ਥੀਸ ਨੀਡਸ। ਬਟ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਵੀ ਵਿਲ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਟੂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਡ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਦੈਟ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੀ ਹੋਵੇ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਟਾਕਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਅਸ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ।
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ ਵੁੱਡਲੈਂਡ ਪਾਰਕ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰਸ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਟਰਸਟੀਜ਼ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ, ਸਕੂਲ ਦਾ ਸਟਾਫ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਸੀ ਜਿਸ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਕੁੱਲ ਮਿਲਾ ਕੇ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੂਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਨਵੀਂ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਪਰ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਪੋਸਟਿੰਗ, ਨਵੀਆਂ ਸੀਟਸ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਟਰਸਟੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ। ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਕਸ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਅਜੇ ਵੀ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਦੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੇਨ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਪਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਚੰਗੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਕੂਲ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲਸ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਸਕੂਲ ਘੱਟ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੋਰਟੇਬਲ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ, ਤੇ ਉਧਰ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਦਾ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ। ਹੁਣ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਕੂਲ ਬਣਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਾਈਮ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ, ਪਰ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨਸ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੋਰ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਅਜੇ ਵੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮ ਕਦੋਂ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ, ਕਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਫੈਸਿਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਮਿਲਣਗੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਆਮ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਗ ਫੀਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ। ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਰਿਲੀਫ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਐਕਸਪੈਂਸ਼ਨਸ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ। ਦੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ।